All right, welcome back to Pass the Vibes podcast, where we have the engines revving for episode 7. Oh, God. Hey, are you done? All right, there we go.
Welcome to episode 7. What's up, you guys?
Yeah, he's going to be like the intermittent soundboard guy, finding different stupid sound clips for whatever I have to say after my idiotic lines for my intros.
We gotta have this whole thing revved up, bro.
Sure, why not? I mean, dude, I was pretty, no, I'm not going to say that. I was going to say I was pretty revved up this morning. No. No, I woke up this morning and I was just bombarded with all of the memes in regards to the question if North Korea's supreme leader is dead or not. And I mean, like I've stated before in previous episodes, we don't really get into politics. We don't have any side that we're specifically on. But when it comes to the humor in things, yeah, I'm always looking for a funny meme or two. So yeah, like the funniest one, because I mean, depending on whenever this comes out, I mean, we might know or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are articles stating that, I've seen 3 different things: that he's dead, that he's brain dead from like a heart surgery or something, or he's like missing / like faking his death. I don't know. But yeah, the funniest meme that I saw, it was someone tweeting. He's like, man, Kim Jong-un is the type of guy to fake his death and then punish all the people who celebrate it. And I'm just like, oh God. So this is something that's just going to be talked about in the midst of the pandemic, because I think, no, it's his sickness isn't related to COVID.
No, it's not related to COVID.
Yeah, it's not related to COVID. But yeah, this will just be another, nice fun topic for Instagrammers and Twitterers to get their little meme hands on.
You know that they were on it the moment they got that info.
Yeah, once because one of the things was like, oh, TMZ broke it, because they kind of almost break everything, but I don't like to believe them. But yeah, that was just something funny that I woke up to this morning. Just insane amounts of memes about Kim Jong-un. Oh my God. Well, yeah, we'll see what happens in the next week or so, if they'll ever confirm it or confirm his status as a whole. But whatever. Yeah, it's just something funny to wake up to. Not his condition.
Yeah, the memes.
The memes. But anyway, I would say the meat. So yeah, to get into the meat of this episode,
we never gave him our intro, bro. We never introduced who we were.
If you're new, it's your first episode.
Shout out to all the new listeners out there.
All the new listeners. Audio's been crisp for the past 3 episodes.
Very crystal clear, pristine.
4, 5, 6, and now 7.
Yeah.
So 4 episodes now. Episode's been crisp. If you're new to the podcast, I'm your main host, J-Rod. Nothing less, nothing more. I feel like I'm a robot. I feel like I'm a robot that's like slowly just powering down. That's how I sound. But anyway, yeah, I'm your man, J-Rod.
And I'm your boy.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
Cool Whip.
I'm not even gonna humor you. Whatever. So we're the main meat of this episode is gonna be based around, because we had a conversation about it a couple days ago. The XXL Freshman Lists. There are a total of 12 now. I think, yeah, from 2007, they skipped 08, and then up to 2019. That would be 11 or 12.
12.
Yeah, 12 lists. So, yeah, we were just discussing some of the artists from these legendary lists that the magazine publisher XXL puts out on a yearly basis. And, so we thought it'd be a fun episode to kind of reminisce and go back from the start and go through all the classic artists up into the new and booming artists who are kind of just taking over right now. So,
and also we gotta say, pretty much what sparked this conversation was because Fred the Godson, who was on the 2011 cover, actually passed away a couple days ago from coronavirus. R.I.P. Fred the Godson.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
But most people, he wasn't as prominent of an artist as a lot of the freshman artists are. And I think that some people, I know for me, I discovered and knew him from the cover. I remember when he was placed on the cover, I started watching some of his freestyles and whatnot, and he never really blew up. But when you think of Fred the Godson, you think of the XXL cover, and then that's pretty much what sparked the conversation, which leads to the topic that we're about to discuss today.
Yep. So, to get this started, we are going to start with their first cover that they didn't even call the XXL Freshman List. They were calling it the Leaders of the New School,
which makes sense because all of these guys at this point, I believe that they all had their debut albums out. They were all still new in the game, but they were in the process of putting out their album, or they already had it out. They were already buzzing in some way.
Dude, and they're all so different. Like when I'm looking at this picture, like they all had like a different genre of hip hop or rap that they were making. Damn, dude. So I mean, I'll run through the names real quick. So for the 2007 Leaders of the New School cover, it is Saigon, Plies, Rich Boy, Lupe Fiasco, Lil Boozy, Gorilla Zoe, Joel Ortiz, Crooked Eye, Papoose, and Young Dro. That's just like, oh man, that just screams high school to me. Like all of these artists. Well, and then some of them, maybe two, are still around like right now. But I would say out of those, how many was that? 9 that I named?
It was 10.
10?
Yep.
I would have to say, during this time, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would say 7 out of that 10 made their mark. And those 7, for me, are Plies, Rich Boy, Lupe, Lil Boozy, Joel Ortiz, Crooked Eye, and Young Dro. I felt like they all made prominent marks in the industry during that time. And still kind of today. I mean, all of them don't make music as much as they did back during this time. Some of them, I don't even think make music at all. But, yeah, Lupe, definitely. He would, if I had to pick one favorite out of all of them, it's Lupe. I love Lupe Fiasco, even though he fell off a little bit, not musically or talent-wise, but he just didn't put out a lot of recordings for like a couple years. And then, people try to clown him because of like his like political stances and whatnot. But nah, Lupe would have to be like my favorite, with a close second being Rich Boy. I wish Rich Boy was still around, dude. He had some of the best hits for me back in 06, 07. Even 08. Yeah, 08 he had like one or two. But yeah, I would have to say out of the 10, 7 for me. 7 out of 10.
So who are the 3 that you'd say didn't really make that big of an impact?
Saigon, Gorilla Zoe, and Papoose. I feel like Papoose, like as much as like buzz he had around him during that time, it was like it wasn't really prominent in my eyes. It didn't really leave a mark for me. And I don't even see like industry-wise either. Like
I feel like with Papoose, he became bigger as the years went on, but that was more so because of love and hip-hop and other things like that.
So that doesn't...
Yeah.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Who cares about love and hip-hop? Fuck that show.
I'm going to agree with you with the 7. Pretty much everyone you mentioned, I would agree on as far as that they made their mark in the music industry. Saigon, Papoose, Gorilla Zoe, like I feel like they were pretty big in the underground. I know Saigon had a lot of buzz amongst like real hip hop heads for being a lyricist, but he never really broke through. He never really had that big single or anything like that. Gorilla Zoe, I know he had a couple of hits, but he didn't really have much staying power. And like you said, Papoose, he also had a buzz. I remember his buzz was really the biggest in 06 when he was on the Busta Rhymes Touch It remix.
That was it. That's literally what, like, if I was to bring up Papoose, he'd be like, yo, man, that Five Fingers of Death, you don't understand. Got New York City. See, everyone.
That was a fire verse, by
exactly.
the way.
That's what I'm saying. That's like what he's known for, and that shouldn't be. Not just that.
Yeah, so I agree with you there. If I had to pick a favorite, I would also say Lupe Fiasco.
Yeah. He's supposed to be coming back this year.
He's the only one in this list that had a classic album, multiple classic albums. Yeah. Food and Liquor, The Cool are the two that everyone always references.
Yeah. And I'm going to say, like, I'm kind of basing all of, like, my opinions on, like, how many people are, like, out of, you know, the collective are, like, still, or my choices based on how I see, like, their staying power, their consistency, and, like, if they, like, legit made, like, a name for themselves, like, you know, they made their mark. So that's what I'm kind of just going off of. Because, I mean, I could tell you for a fact, like, I never listened to a Plies album, but I know that fucking Plies was a heavy hitter for a minute. Same thing with, I mean, and then, like, Joel Ortiz and Crooked Eye, that's Slaughterhouse, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. And Slaughterhouse, they're still around. I mean, Eminem puts them on shit all the time. And then, yeah, like, Lil Boozy made a resurgence after getting out of jail. And, you know, he did his thing back then, too. So those are, like, the main things I'm going off of what I'm basing how many people out of what class, like, quote unquote, like, made it. So
Young Dro, I wish would come back.
Oh, yeah. Bro. Young Dro, because
he was a character. He
was a character, and he made fucking club bangers. Well, at the time, club bangers.
Shoulder Lean.
Yeah, dude.
Rubber Band Banks.
Dude, yeah, T.I. had a gem. I think he's still with Grand Hustle.
Yeah, bro, he's still signed to Grand Hustle.
I think they're just, like, friends at this point, so he's just going to keep him, like,
every once in a while, signed. I'll see a Young Dro release pop up. Dude, Never any big hits.
I saw him on at a concert. 20... Damn, was it 2016? It might have been 26... You know, I'm going to stick with 2016, but it was like a random festival in Atlanta. I was visiting my boy Dysart, and like Macklemore was at this concert. T.I., that's the main reason why we went. We went for T.I. He was at this concert, and he brought out Young Dro for like 5 songs. And
I know you had to pop.
Now let me see your bounce, but the let you show. Yeah, he still looked exactly the same. Like, all of his fashion came out of like the mid 2000s.
With his polo shirt,
shirt. It was yellow. He had a yellow one, gold hanging. Dude, he's fucking classic, dude. He was like in a time capsule when he came out. But yeah. So that's mine. So what? So do you agree 7 out of 10?
Yeah.
So
I would agree. Okay. I'm on board.
So that's 07. So we move on to 2009, which I'm just gonna automatically state that's my favorite class because the legend. What am I saying? Just the fucking legend, the rock star, Kid Cudi was a part of the 2009 XXL Freshman class, and that's when they started referring to it as the freshman class. So 2009, we have Ace Hood, Currency, Kid Cudi, Corey Guns, Blue, Mickey Fax, Wale, B.O.B., Asher Roth, and Charles Hamilton. And out of that, and how many did I say? That was 10, right?
10.
Out of those 10, I would say 3. 3 out of 10 have that, you know, those descriptions that I stated before about, like, they're still here. They made their name as, like, legends. Staying power, some of them did stick around for a minute, but then just dropped off out of nowhere. But I'm going to stick with 3, and those 3 are Currency, Kid Cudi, and Wale. Those 3 are definitely, like, industry legends at this point. Like, Currency with his non-stop output of mixtapes, which is
amazing work
and they're all fire. Wale, you know, with his lyricism, his poetry, and just his unique style and outlook on everything, even though he's kind of a crybaby sometimes. And, of course, Kid Cudi, who influenced a whole fucking generation. And a lot of these kids' favorite rapper at this point, Travis Scott. And Travis Scott has been quoted saying, "If there was no Kid Cudi, there would be no Travis Scott." So you're welcome for Kid Cudi. Yeah, that's my man. Every day till the day I die. So how many do you think? I know your number.
So I'm a little.
I know your
number's
more
giving.
I know your number's gonna be 5.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
5.
5.
I knew it was gonna be 5. You fucking.
It's the same 3 guys you mentioned.
Can I guess who the extra 2?
You already know who the other 2 are.
Yeah. Fucking.
My man Ace Hood.
No.
And
see, this is why I was back and forth because I like Ace Hood.
Yeah.
I feel like he was kind of like a.
I feel like you don't feel like he made this mark in the industry though, because Ace Hood had some big hits.
But it was for like 2 years, 3 years tops.
I feel like 3 years is, but like, all right, if we're looking back at
2011, that was like, I think that's Hustle Hard. Hustle Hard was 2011, and then that was like his last like big hit.
Bugatti, that was 2013, I believe. I woke up in a new Bugatti.
Or it was either 12 or 13, but
I feel like he had a good enough run to be listed on here.
But if you think about it, it's been 11 years, and if you only have a few out of that.
But if we're looking back at the other ones, though, like for 2007, like we have Rich Boy included in there, and you can say that he had the same.
We could keep it for that, that time being. Yeah, that's why it's kind of hard judging these, but I'm just going off of
you're sticking with your 3.
Yeah, I'm sticking with the 3.
Yeah,
I like Ace Hood. He's like he was a close pick. That's why I was like kind of, but I could put him, but I didn't.
Yeah, so I'm keeping Ace Hood on there, and I'm putting B.O.B. on there.
You're a fucking loser,
bro. B.O.B.'s first album.
Yeah, it was
bangers.
That's it.
Bangers, classics,
monster
records.
If he would have stayed on that trajectory of like that sound that he was providing, it was very different. Like nobody had that style, and he took a lot of inspiration from like Outkast in general.
Yeah,
with his name being based off of one of their songs,
"Bombs Over Baghdad."
Yeah, he had like, in my opinion, potential, but then he just started dropping off, and then more recently just went crazy.
Flat earther.
Yeah, nothing against him. You can believe what you want to believe. But yeah, he kind of went off the deep end on that one.
So yeah, I'm sticking with those 5.
Yeah.
The one guy who I look at, there's actually 2 guys I look at on this list that had a lot of potential, but they just didn't stick around. Asher Roth. Yeah. I felt like he was going to blow up. When he first came out, bro, with the I Love College song.
Yeah, Asleep in the Bread Aisle.
Yeah.
That was a dope album. It was a good album. But I don't know what happened.
He seemed to have his own lane at the time, too. This is before all the white rappers really started coming out, and the content that he was rapping about, it was just different.
Technically, I mean, white rapper-wise...
This was 2009, bro.
Mac was already out.
In 2009, he wasn't buzzing, though.
You weren't listening to Mac. When have you really listened to Mac? Yeah. He's been around for a minute. Mac's been around like the same time.
His first mixtape probably dropped in 2009.
That was his mixtape, but he still had his singles. Like, the reason why, like, I feel like Asher was put on 2009 because that's when Asleep in a Bread Aisle dropped.
Yeah.
And, like, I think the year before, that's when, like, I Love College was just everywhere. But,
yeah.
Which I wasn't even that big of a fan of. I didn't really like that song. I liked his album, but I didn't like that song.
I thought he would have blown up to be bigger than he was. And the other one is Corey Guns. I feel like for years, Corey Guns was always listed as like having a lot of potential. His verse on 6 Foot 7 Foot was incredible.
See, that's you do that,
bro. I didn't
get that boost, man. That doesn't mean anything.
I'm not listing him in my. I'm not having him in my account. But I'm just like letting it be known.
You might as well with your catalog of favorite rappers. Jesus, yeah, and we'll get to his rapper.
Yeah, it's coming soon.
He's ass.
But I'm sticking with my 5.
All right.
And also, I need to say this. Just like you shout out Kid Cudi, I need to shout out Wale. I've been a Wale fan for years. I actually see no problem. I can see why a lot of people would call him a complainer and a crybaby or whatever. But I understand where he's coming from. Like I understand
that he feels like he doesn't get the recognition that he
deserves.
But he does.
He
has number one albums. Right. He has hits.
But we talked about this kind of in the previous episode, kind of like Big Sean, though. Like, when people think of their favorite rappers, they always say J. Cole, or the best rappers, it's always J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, Drake. And Wale's, like, on that second tier with, like, Big Sean and himself, Meek Mill, like, those type of rappers. But it's like, I feel like he probably thinks that he's on the whole lane. He puts out masterpieces, but people don't ever mention Wale as being one of the elites, even though he feels like he is. And I'm not mad at that mentality.
Dude,
like,
I think people think that he is. And he just thinks that because he's just very self-conscious. That's my problem. I'm like, I think of him as an elite. No one does what he does. No one does what Sean does. Like, they are elite to me. They've
that's
shown,
also because
they've shown their longevity. They've shown their consistency. They've shown that they can make hits. They can make introspective hits. You know, they can put together stories. You know, they can do, what is it? Fuck, I'm forgetting the word right now.
Like concept albums.
Concept albums. And yeah, they can all do that. But he wants that, like, he just wants so much more that, like, no one's really worried about. Like, I feel like he's already at that level that he's supposed to be. So that's why I just call him a complainer. And then how he said, like, oh, my last album's gonna be my last, like, it's gonna be my final album. Like, no, it's not. It's not gonna be your last album.
I just respect the chip on the shoulder that he has because I feel like I have that myself, so okay. I can relate to what
2010, he's saying. Yeah, 2010. So here is a GOAT class. 2010, we have J. Cole, Nipsey Hussle, rest in power, Wiz Khalifa, OJ the Juice Man, Freddie Gibbs, Big Sean, J-Rock, Fashawn, and Donis. This was 10, class. And I'm going to have to say 7. 7 out of 10. With those 7 being, oh, wait, I'm sorry. I might have to, hold on, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I totally missed one because his name is so small in between them. I missed Pill. So it's J. Cole, Pill, Nipsey Hussle, Wiz Khalifa, OJ the Juice Man, Freddie Gibbs, Big Sean, J-Rock, Fashawn, and Donis. So there's 1, 2.
So there's 10.
1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. Never mind. 6 out of 10. With the 6 being J. Cole, Nipsey Hussle, Wiz Khalifa, Freddie Gibbs, Big Sean, and J-Rock. Yeah. Fashawn, Donis, Pill, and OJ the Juice Man. I couldn't count them in my book. My own opinion. Well, especially with Fashawn, Donis, and Pill. Like, no. Like, OJ the Juice Man, he had like he had his little catchy ad lib for a minute. And then that was it. But all those, the 6 that I mentioned, yeah, no one can fuck with them. No, yeah, no one's on their level. They all have their own lane. They all have their own distinctions between one another, with all of them being legends at this point. I'm looking at this picture. Fucking Pill looks just like J-Rock.
I agree with you. I'm choosing the same 6.
6 out of 10, man.
Yeah.
I thought it was 8 for some reason when I was looking at it earlier.
Bro, looking at this list is crazy. Like, Cole, Sean, Nipsey, and Wiz are all superstars. Freddie Gibbs, loved amongst all hip-hop heads. And J-Rock, he had a little bit of a slow start to his career. Yeah. But, like, really, once TDE started blowing up and he started putting projects out, like, started getting the recognition just like everyone else on the label.
People forget that J-Rock is, like, the spark to TDE.
Yeah, he was the first one to have an official release.
Yeah, dude, with that track with Lil Wayne, dude, that was a hit.
Yeah.
For me. That was a hit for me. I love that song. Was it Ain't Gonna Love It? I think If the Hood Don't Love It, something like that.
You ain't gonna love it. You ain't gotta love it because the hood gonna love it.
I think that's the track with Lil. No,
that's a different song.
That's a different one, yeah. But that was a good one. Yeah, so this is an easy class for me. 6 out of 10. Just fucking Wiz just put out something on 420. Sean's releasing this year. Cole might be releasing this year. Who knows?
I love this class, bro. Sean and Cole are my top 2 favorite rappers, so... I think this class will forever... People forget about the 2010 class, which I don't know why. Like, when I hear about, like...
How? Who?
Yeah, bro. Like,
who?
Well,
I'll be...
No, bro. I'm just saying.
Yeah, Fred, you talk to children, dude.
Come on, man.
You do. You talk to
They don't really... I really don't have conversations with them about, like, the
That's what I was
XXL
like.
class.
You're talking to, like, those kids that work at Target? Yeah, they have no fucking idea.
Yeah, bro. They don't listen to music like this. But yeah, the 2010 class was GOAT. I'll even be forgetting sometimes, like, before we start looking at this list as to how many legends were really on this cover, but...
Yeah, definitely 6.
Yeah,
definitely
I agree.
6 legends right now. To move on to another legendary class, which, when I was looking it over, this might be the class to take it from me, but we'll see. 2011 XXL Freshman Class. We have hometown favorite Meek Mill, Big Crit, King Remembered in Time. That's his name. Sci-Hi the Prince, Lil Twist, Yellow Wolf, Fred the Godson, rest in peace. Mac Miller, rest in peace. YG, Lil B, Kendrick Lamar, and Diggy Simmons. Fuck, dude. So that was 11. And out of this 11, I have 8. 8 out of 11. With those 8 being Meek Mill, Big Crit, Sci-Hi the Prince, Yellow Wolf, Mac Miller, YG, Lil B, and obviously Kendrick Lamar. Those 8. Oh my God. Again, all in their own lane. Sci-Hi being a crazy lyricist. Meek Mill just fucking pumping out Philly
hits
jams. And he can do his own introspective work too. I mean, I loved Champions. I was a huge fan.
As did I.
Big Crit. He's a great storyteller.
Poet.
I love him. Yellow Wolf, bangers. Just don't fuck with Yellow. Oh my God, he's crazy. Mac Miller, he was just on such an amazing path before his untimely death. With every single album, he was just getting it and getting it and getting. He was understanding what his true potential was, and it just sucks that it was just cut short. Because I feel like Swimming was that shining example of a damn near, in my eyes, a perfect Mac Miller album, but he was just going to keep making stuff even better than that, which would have been insane. YG, just West Coast banger. And then, Kendrick Lamar, obviously fucking Pulitzer Prize winner. Dude,
legend.
Nothing's topping that guy.
Already a legend.
And then Lil B. And the reason why I include Lil B is because he's such a legend in his own manner that he created. And he's a meme in his own just demeanor, just by his name. Fucking Lil B, the bass god. I've been listening to his shit, just jokingly, but then I'm like, he's for real though. He may not rap like the traditional rapper, but he has such a crazy following and community from him. The fucking, the Pack rapper from Vans. Got my Vans on, but they look like sneakers. People forget that's where he came from. Yeah, people forget
about the Pack.
Dude, Lil B, I love Lil B. This motherfucker can put curses on people, and people believe it. I kind of believe it.
The whole Kevin Durant curse.
There was another curse too he did on
James Harden.
He likes to fuck with athletes, but anyway, definitely 8 out of 11 for me. There's just with the the other 3. A Little Twist, nah. I mean, he was just riding on the coattails of the Young Money creation. Fred the Godson, unfortunately didn't really hear about him unless it was in reference to the 2011 class. And Diggy Simmons had a little spark because he can rap, but then he just released one album in
2012.
Yeah, that's it. And then just didn't do anything. His mixtape was fire though. I remember that. Airborne, that shit was nice.
So I'm going 7. I'm not putting Lil B in my list.
Fucking wild.
If we're going based off music, I felt
music.
Yeah, but I feel like he was more popular because of his persona, the meme.
You don't listen to his music?
No, I don't listen to his music.
Yeah, see, that's why.
So I'm not putting him on my list. The rest of them though.
Hater.
Nah, hell no.
Hater,
not at all, bro.
I'm surprised you didn't put Diggy on him. You would be the type of person.
I do like Diggy Simmons, but I feel like he didn't really have like you said, he just stopped putting stuff out.
Yeah, he just stopped doing it. I was like, dude, you were good.
He actually had some hits too on his album. The joint with Jeremiah, 4-letter word was on the radio a lot. I felt like Diggy Simmons had a lot of potential. But yeah, I'm going with 7. I also need to say that I've been championing for Sci-Hi the Prince for years. I feel like he never really got the recognition that he deserved, but he's always a top-tier lyricist. All the mixtapes he put out in the past have always been, amazing to me. A lot of wordplay. He's just a great lyricist, in my opinion.
Yeah, he can go bar for bar with, Royce. Definitely.
Yeah, so I'm going 7 this class.
7 out of 11. All right, 2012.
So before we start, some people say this might be the worst.
One of the bummest classes.
Yeah, the worst freshman classes.
So just to go off, Future, Kid Ink, Danny Brown, French Montana, Macklemore, Don Tripp, Machine Gun Kelly, Hobson, Iggy Azalea, and Roscoe Dash. From those 10, I have to let me. You can tell me yours because I know you already know what you want, or do you not know?
I gotta count them real quick.
All right, yeah. So there's, I'm just gonna say them out loud. Future, Macklemore, French, maybe. I mean, Danny Brown isn't bad.
I was gonna count them.
So I'll do 4. So I'm having Future, Danny Brown, French, and Macklemore. I kind of have to put Machine Gun Kelly by default because like he's still around, like, and he made his little blurb, after the Eminem, that little Eminem beef that happened for like.
That was somewhat of a comeback too.
That's what I'm saying. He definitely used that as like a platform to just kind of make a little resurgence. So I'll say 5 out of 10. I don't want to say 5.
Bro, the fact, like, you already have that over the 09 class, because you only had 3 in that class.
Well, I'm not saying that the 09 class was great. It spawned one of the greatest out of all of these people. I never vouched for that class. I just liked that class. Because I remember when the magazine debuted and I saw fucking Kid Cudi doing a high jump kick on that shit. And I'm like, look at him. Like, just look at him. He's the only one doing that. And everyone's like, this guy. I mean, no one else is going to fucking pose in the middle of a jump kick on a freshman list. Anyway, I'll go 5. I'll give Machine Gun Kelly his props. He's been doing his acting thing too. So, yeah, I'll do 5, which is Future, Danny Brown, French Montana, Macklemore, and Machine Gun Kelly.
I'm going 6. Same 5 you mentioned, but you forgot one big name.
I didn't forget anybody. Roscoe Dash is trash. His last name
Roscoe Dash
is trash.
Deserves to be on this list.
No.
Definitely made the mark.
Not really.
Had some of the biggest hits of the decade.
No.
He made No Hands what it is.
He didn't make it.
He made Marvin and Chardonnay what it is.
He did not make that either.
He made the DJ Drama song Oh My what it is.
Not really.
Along with a bunch of other jams.
No.
All the Way Turned Up. Come on, bro.
That's the only like solo jam he had.
He had this one joint called Good Good Night.
No one knows what that is.
A slept on classic.
No, it's not, because no one knows that it's a classic.
So, we agree on the other 5, but Roscoe Dash definitely needs to be shown the love that he deserves.
He doesn't. He's fine.
Big impact on the industry.
Not really.
Influenced a whole generation of artists with his sound, his harmonies, his melodies.
When you lie like that, it actually like gives me like goosebumps about like cause how bullshit it is. Because the fact that like you actually listen to good music like J. Cole and,
yes, sir.
And you
I love J. Cole.
You like introspective lyricism, and then you say you like someone as garbage as Roscoe Dash.
It's perspective, bro.
It's not perspective. I think that's what. Whatever. I contribute all like your love for him like as a troll at this point, because it's not real. Like, whatever, dude. I don't care.
If I saw Sko on the street, bro.
2013 XXL Freshman class. Shout out to Sko. Another GOAT class. Pretty GOAT. Yeah. This
might be my GOAT class.
Pretty. Nah, dude. 2012 is your GOAT class. We're gonna stick with that.
I love Roscoe, but we're talking
with your garbage.
If we're talking about overall class, anyway, this might be it.
2013. We got Schoolboy Q, Trinidad James, Joey Badass, Absol, Logic, AB, Action Bronson, Kirko Banks, Travis Scott, Dizzy Wright, Angel Hayes, and Chief Keef. What was that, 11?
Yes.
Did I say 11 before? Okay, yes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 out of 11, I would give it. With those 8 being Schoolboy Q, hard as fuck. Pause. Trinidad James, Joey Badass, Absol, Logic, Action Bronson, Travis Scott, and Chief Keef. They've all, in my opinion, made their names, got in their lanes. Wow, I'm rhyming out of nowhere. And they've left their mark. And, you know, I can't say that they're all legendary. They're all definitely prominent figures in, like, the hip-hop and rap industry, though. Like, especially names like, you know, Schoolboy and Absol being a part of TDE. Action Bronson kills the underground. And he's not mainstream. Like, he never wanted to be mainstream, but, like, he just does his damn thing, like, on every mixtape, every, like, collab album he makes with, like, whatever producer, whether it be The Alchemist or Static Selecta, Party Supplies. That's another one that he used to do. And then Travis Scott, obviously, with the monstrous banger of an album, Astro World. And then, Logic, he's, you know, murdering the past, like, 4 years now. And then Chief Keef, who's another, like, kind of like a Lil B type figure at this point, I feel like, because he doesn't put out a lot of music, but everyone just knows, like, when you say Chief Keef, you're like, oh yeah, I remember Chief Keef, like, that's the I Don't Like guy.
Yeah.
And he pops up here and there on people's tracks, but, like, I feel like he has that Lil B type persona to him. Like, you know Chief Keef for, like, what he was about and you know, how he is, you know, being a Chicago guy. 8 out of 11 for me.
I love this class, bro. I have 7. I'm on the, like...
You probably don't like Chief Keef.
No, he's on there. I really do like Trinidad James. I don't know if I would put him on the list because he had one huge single. Mm-hmm. But then after that, he really didn't put anything else out.
He's just on tracks. He was on a recent track, I think this year, actually.
I see him pop up on, like, sporadic features, but... Yeah. I like him. I'm like super
I like
on defense
Trinidad
about
James
him.
because, like, he raps kind of weird, but, like, he's actually, like, talking some shit though.
I like his persona a lot too, like just his overall personality.
And I mean that's kind of the same thing with Chief Keef.
You know, I'm putting him on my list. I'm going 8 as well.
You're putting you're fucking realizing. There you go.
I'm putting Trinidad on there. I think a big part of it is just because I like him as a person too. He has a sneaker series on YouTube that I used to watch all the time. And when he actually spits, like, when he actually goes in, like you said, he has some bangers. Man, when this list came out, all these guys were up and coming and young. I will say this, I did not expect Travis Scott to blow up to be the artist that he is. Because I remember at this time, I think he had put out Al Faro, which was his first mixtape. He was a producer still at this time, mainly a producer under Good Music that had started rapping and doing music.
Yeah, signed with Grand Hustle.
I don't think anyone saw this whole blow up. Like, now he's probably one of the biggest hip hop stars in the world right now.
Yeah, probably top 5 like biggest like hip hop names.
Yeah, the names.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
everything he puts out, bro, is just
when I found out that, like, you know, it's like he bases a lot of his sound on, like, Kid Cudi. I was like, no, he doesn't. I felt like he had more of a Yeezus-inspired sound, which he did, and he still does. As a producer, I feel like, he probably, like, models, like, that template of, like, very dark, like, heavy 808s and just monstrous sounding, like, where it's like, you know, you can play it in, like, a score of a movie of, like, a monster coming out of the fucking ground or something like that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, when I heard that, like, you know, the whole, if there was no Kid Cudi, there wouldn't be a Travis Scott, and half of his name being inspired by fucking Kid Cudi. Well, Kid Cudi's real name. And then once he blew up after Rodeo, because Rodeo, I loved Rodeo. That was like a damn near perfect album. And then Birds in the Trap, people kind of hated on it a little bit.
I like Birds in the Trap.
I liked it too. I mean, that's when he first started featuring Kid Cudi. And then he took that 1 year off. He was just on, like, features throughout 2017, and then 2018, it was over.
You know what, man?
Now this nigga's in Fortnite.
I'm making an on-the-spot decision. If I'm putting Trinidad James on here, I'm going 9. I'm adding Kurt Cobain's on this list.
Horrible. Now you just lost my respect again.
Kurt Cobain's Drank in My Cup was a really good song. I like that a lot. I've actually listened to some of his mixtapes, like not all the way through, but certain joints. I like him as an artist, and he had this one song with August Alsina a few years back called "Rich,"
also garbage,
which I really enjoy that song. So if I'm putting Trinidad on here, I'm putting Kirko on here. So I'm going 9.
Sure, whatever.
9 strong.
Yep. You just disappoint me. I can't even say that you disappoint me because like I expect it. I expect you to have some fucking wild out of pocket pick.
Bro, I'm sure that some of the listeners out there are probably listening to what I'm saying. They're like, I agree with that guy.
Sure.
I know for a fact.
To keep yourself happy. That's fine. 2014. Excuse me, I just ate some candy. In 2014, we have a pretty good class. Not strong, but pretty good. We have Chance the Rapper, Rich Homie Quan, Isaiah Rashad, Ty Dolla $ign, Lil Durk, Kevin Gates, Troy Ave, Vic Mensa, Lil Bibby, John Connor, Jaron Benton, and August Alsina. Yeah, I gotta go with 1, 2, 3, 4? 4 out of the 12?
Wow.
Maybe 4. Yeah. 4 with an except with the reason why I'm not going 5 is because my 5th was going to be Rich Homie Quan. Rich Homie Quan is definitely more of a prominent name in the feature position. Like a lot of people know Rich Homie Quan's name, don't get me wrong, but you never really, well, in my opinion, I've never really like heard people talk about, yo, you hear that Rich Homie Quan song? Like normally it's like, oh, it's like that one song, what is it? With like Young Thug's first like big song. Lifestyle. Like you're like, oh, you're that Rich Homie, and it's actually not like Rich Homie Quan's song. Like he's featured in it. That's like a Cash Money song, I think, or Birdman.
They had a collective called Rich Gang.
It is, yeah. So it wasn't really.
Like, it was like half and half. Technically, it was like half Young Thug song, half Rich Homie.
Haven't heard like a Rich Homie Quan song that was like, yo, you hear that new Rich Homie Quan song? That's something that charted and like it was buzzing. I personally haven't heard anything. So I've always heard of him as a good like featured artist, which I do like him. He's not bad. But yeah, I'm gonna go with 4, which those 4 are obviously Chance, Isaiah, Ty, and the 4th being Vic Mensa. They're all, well, Vic and Chance were like brothers at one point, but I think they had like a little bit of like a falling out.
They're cool again though.
Yeah, but it was weird. It was because I never looked into what the falling out was for, but I didn't pay it any mind. Because yeah, Vic Mensa's now on like his like punk rock like tip now. Chance, he evolved crazy. Isaiah Rashad, I always keep seeing things on Twitter. It's like how many days it's been since Isaiah Rashad dropped that single, and then he just dropped a single like, yeah, this past Friday.
Really?
Yeah, he just dropped a new single out of nowhere.
You heard it?
Yeah, I listened to it. It's not bad. Definitely something that he was probably like toying around with.
Yeah.
It sounds good. It's good to hear his voice because I liked the Sun Tirade, that last album he had. It was pretty good. And then Ty Dolla $ign, fucking one of the master hook killers. Like, I feel like Ty Dolla $ign replaced T-Pain as that like master hook killer.
I think he is the hook killer right now
for the 2010s. Yeah. For the 2010s, Ty Dolla $ign. No, Future. I would say it would be between like him. Future kills hooks. Like I'm not a big Future fan. I like to listen to stuff with Future.
Ty's a little more soulful though.
Oh, Ty. His voice.
He's more of an actual singer.
But I'm just saying hook killer.
Yeah.
Like Ty Dolla $ign's voice is just reminiscent of the 90s, which that's what I fuck with. His voice sounds like an R&B group. It's weird. Like he sounds like a whole group in his voice. But yeah, I got to go with 4. Man, this is close to the 09 so far is the poorest class. But this is close to being the poorest class for me.
So this class is probably where we will disagree the most. I actually have 8 on here.
I don't know, like if you're saying like Jaron Benton and John Connor, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I was like, you better not fucking say them because like, who are they?
Number 1 is John Connor. No, I'm just playing. Chance the Rapper, obviously got to put him on there. One of my favorites.
Side note, he actually did not like Chance the Rapper when I first introduced. No, don't talk, because this is true. I showed him to you either on campus. This is the truth, and I'll never. I'll never forget it.
Say what you gotta say.
I'll never forget it.
All right, go ahead.
I was getting heavy into Chance 2013, and then 2014. Well, 2013 going into 14, he did Acid Rap, which still my top Chance project. And then he did the Socks, like that Socks mixtape with the band with the Donnie Trumpet
Social Experiment.
The Social Experiment band. That's it, and that was dope. And then like early 2014, he did.
He put out Surf in 2015.
Surf, yeah. So he was doing all that, and I either showed you either Socks or Surf. It could have been one of the three. I know I showed you one of them, and you're like, yo, Chance Rapper. You said these words, he's garbage. And then no more than, less than a year later, you're like, yo, man, like, I actually listened to it, and I'm just like, yo, man, fucking Chance is insane. I'm like, go. I told him, I was like, get the fuck away from me. Because I never recommended artists to you ever again, because, like, that was such, like, it wasn't a salty moment for me. I'm just like, bitch, are you out of your mind? Like, I know what I listen to.
All right, so this story
I don't brag my music taste, but, like, I knew Chance fit your demeanor,
right,
and you say he's trash.
This story is partially true.
No,
this is how I remember.
This nigga say
this how
Chance
I remember.
Was trash when
no,
I first.
All right, so it was 2013.
Whatever.
You showed me Acid Rap, or you said that you listened to Acid Rap, and I was just like, bro, this isn't appealing to me. Like, and I was.
You
judging,
said he's trash.
I was judging a book by its cover.
All right, so
I hadn't read.
You just proved the whole story.
Listen.
So it's 100% true.
I hadn't listened to the project yet.
Because you never listened to any project.
I was under the assumption that it was a druggy album.
There you go.
Because it was acid rap. I'm like, I don't do drugs like that. I'm not listening to this, bro. I don't do drugs at all. But I'm just saying, bro.
You're so whack.
Nah, bro. Listen, this was my mentality at the time.
It has acid rap on the cover.
This
was
my mentality at the time.
It's about drugs.
This is my mentality at the time. I'm just like,
it's a drug.
I don't need to listen to this druggy album.
It's a druggy album. Oh my god.
But then, the following year,
God.
It was like, I think 2 years later. It was 2 years later.
God.
When Surf came out, I decided to give acid rap a listen, and I was like, yo, I really like the sound. I like the content. Then I listened to Surf. Then I went back and listened to 10 Day, and I've been a Chance fan ever since. So yes, I do give you your credit because you did put me on the Chance.
So there's nothing partially true. Everything's true.
I didn't say like, man.
You said he was garbage. I would never forget someone saying to my face after like being excited. I'm like, yo, dude, you gotta listen to this guy Chance. And you're like, yo, bro, he's garbage. And you were still on your bullshit. Well, you still are. Bullshit Roscoe Dash shit. Like, he's not Roscoe Dash. You're probably saying it just to be a troll. But I will not forget you saying Chance was garbage. And I'm like, all right, whatever. And then hearing you later, like, yo, bro, like, fucking Chance is, like, nice. I'm like, get the fuck out of my face, dude.
You know what, bro? Okay. Honestly speaking.
So nothing's partially true. Admit it. It's all true. You said that he was garbage.
I was probably trying to troll you.
There you go saying probably. No, be definitive.
I was trolling you.
Okay, there you go. So,
I do enjoy trolling you.
And it's 100% true.
But the
whole story's true.
No, I was trolling you.
No, but the whole story's true.
But yeah, it is true.
There you go. It's not
it is true. No, it is true.
All right, that's all I needed.
But I was trolling you.
There you go.
I didn't feel that strongly about
trolling me about what?
About like all the Chance's garbage.
That wasn't troll. The trolling part was probably mentioning Roscoe Dash. You were serious about saying that he was garbage because I guess in your mind it was a drug album. So all right.
Hold on, let me finish.
What?
We sidetracked. So I have Chance the Rapper on here. I do have Rich Homie Quan. I have Isaiah Rashad, Ty Dolla $ign. I'm counting Lil Durk. I feel like he's had longevity in the game. Kevin Gates, same thing. He actually has some bangers. My boy Francisco is a huge fan of his. He put me on to some of his music. Vic Mensa, and then I'm counting August Alsina as well. So I'm going with 8.
Nah. 2015. This is a weak class. This is so weak. Yeah, I think this is actually the worst. Like, yeah, now that I look at it. I shouldn't have said that, but anyway. 2015 includes Dej Loaf, Fetty Wap, Gold Link, K Camp, OG Mako, Rory, Shy Glizzy, Tink, Vince Staples, and Kid Kid. And easy pick for me, 1 out of 10, with it being Vince Staples. I really like Rory, but he put out one project in, I think, 2015 or 16. I would put Gold Link, but he's fucked up for a lot of shit that he said. He is putting stuff out. You know, he's linked up with Tyler, the Creator, recently, which it isn't a bad song. But out of respect for my own judgment, well, out of my own bias on another artist, I'm only putting one, which is Vince Staples. And yeah, Vince Staples is the only. This is a unique class, but Vince Staples can do anything better than all these people. Yeah, in my opinion. Like Rory had his own vibe. Another artist heavily influenced by Kid Cudi. But yeah, OG Mako was funny. He had this one track with the Migos called "Fuck 'Em, Fuck 'Em, Fuck 'Em," and it was just him screaming. And I still have that song like on my playlist because it's just funny to listen to. But yeah, I'm gonna go with one. Final decision. One person.
I have 3, maybe 2. Vince Staples, I can't deny the impact Fetty Wap had. He had a ton of hits. I actually liked his comeback single. He had 2 songs on the radio last year, like his comeback singles. I actually liked them. I feel like if Fetty Wap would have stayed more consistent with his work ethic, he probably would have stuck around.
Yeah.
Because that summer of 2015, he was all over the radio, all over the clubs. He had hella hits. But I felt like that little run, even just that year, it was impactful enough. Dej Loaf, I'm on the fence about. She had one big single. She was featured on Detroit versus Everybody. Like, she's still young. She still has potential. But I don't really know if I would say she made her mark. I'm going to go with 2. I'm going Fetty and Vince.
I would go Fetty too, but no, I'm sticking with just Vince.
The rest of these guys, I feel like they haven't really done enough to make a name for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, I listened to Gold Link, but don't anymore. I've listened to OG Mako, but he's only had like one thing that I listened to. And then Rory, I listened to. I like his album. It's a really good album, but to say that like he's still like a prompt, like he's been consistent, it's like the furthest thing. Like he just has one project, then he popped up on Jaden's first album, Sire, and he had like a good feature on one of the tracks. But yeah, I'm gonna go 1 for 2015. 2016, which is a very surprisingly good list.
This is like the sleeper class.
So this is far from sleeper. All these names are crazy. 2016, Lil Yachty, Designer, Dave East, Denzel Curry, G Herbo, Lil Uzi Vert, Lil Dicky, Anderson .Paak, 21 Savage, Kodak Black. Out of these 10, dude, this
is damn near the whole class.
Like 9. Yeah, I would say 9. Not a fan of all 9 either, but I would have to say 9, like respectively.
Everyone but Designer, right?
No, everyone but G Herbo.
See, I have it the other way around. I think Designer had a monster hit, but G Herbo is still around, in my opinion at least. G Herbo just dropped the album a month ago, I want to say. A lot of my friends listen to him. I personally haven't gotten into him, but he was around 2016. He's still relevant now. Designer to me had monster single, but no one's talking about Designer in 2020. The rest of these guys are still very relevant to this day whenever they drop music, so in their own ways. So yeah, I'm going 9. Everyone but Designer.
Dude, yeah, with Lil Dicky being my favorite. Probably one of the best rappers out. That's also a comedian. Dude, no one can rap like that guy, because he's God damn, the shit that he lays down, it's insane. The wordplay is just so good. Oh, I love Lil Dicky. Pause.
Of all the people on this list, I really became a fan of 21 Savage.
21 Savage is a really good pick.
Yeah, he didn't...
Him and Denzel Curry. And Anderson .Paak. Anderson .Paak isn't really, like, he's not, first a rapper. He can definitely rap. He's more of a,
singer.
He's more of a singer, yeah. He's just multi-talented. Like, he's an instrumentalist, like, singer, rapper.
He's a musician,
He can do everything. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, so, so that's 9 for both of us.
2017 just looks depressing. 2017, A Boogie with the Hoodie. Isn't he just called Boogie now?
Nah, Boogie's someone else. There's a dude named Boogie that signed to Shady Records, and he's like known as a lyricist. This is A Boogie with the Hoodie.
This is dumb. I hate it. I hate his name, so he's definitely not. I can't, even though he is still around, I can't stand him. A Boogie with the Hoodie, Amine, Cap G, Kamaya, Kyle, Made in Tokyo, Playboy Cardi, PNB Rock, Ugly God, and XXX rest in peace. I gotta go with, I mean, he's still around. And for some reason, people say that he's good, but I'm just not a fan of him. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Surprisingly, 8.
Wow.
This is just for, like, I'm not a fan of everyone who I'm gonna name. So, A Boogie with the Hoodie, Amine, Kyle, Made in Tokyo, Playboy Cardi, PNB Rock, Ugly God, and XXX. Like, at one point, Cap G would have been on this list, but I believe he's only put out one project, and that project was hard as shit. He's like a Mexican trap rapper, which is, but like, he spits. He's young as shit, but he spits. It's so good. But yeah, that was the only thing that I heard from him. I was following him too. But yeah, and then you got like the big boys like Playboy Cardi, XXX before he passed away, and then Kyle's a pretty big name too. Like, he's on the come up. I mean, I feel like he's kind of established and he can just get better, but I feel like he's pretty up there with this class of with this freshman class. And then Ugly God, he's like slept on, but like Ugly God, he's like one of those, he can rap and has like a very awkward flow, but he puts out projects and he's like, he's pretty funny to listen to. Like, he just doesn't give a shit about what he says, so I respect that. So what 8? I have 8, yeah. And then X, just being completely left field of what he does, raps, sings, just any content he makes is just completely different.
So for this class, I have 5. It's A Boogie with the Hoodie, PNB Rock, and both of those guys are pretty much in the same exact lane to me as far as like rappers who harmonize. They kind of even sound the same.
Dude,
a little bit.
PNB Rock, I keep saying this. I'm not a huge fan of PNB Rock, but he sounds like the discount version of Ty Dolla $ign.
Damn.
Because there are some songs where I'm like, oh, they put Ty Dolla $ign on this, and I'm like, and I read the featured artist, I'm like, oh, it's PNB Rock, and I'm like, it's not bad.
All right, yeah. So I take that back. They don't sound the same, but to me, what I meant to say is like I kind of always group them.
Auto tune heavy.
I kind of always group them in the same like lane, but
singer rappers.
Yeah. So I have A Boogie, I have PNB Rock, I have Playboy Cardi. Amine's I'm like on the fence about. I have Kyle, I have Made in Tokyo, and I have X. I feel like with Tokyo, he had a couple big hits with Uber Everywhere and then Skateboard P. And then he recently made a resurgence on Chance's album. He was on Hot Shower. I still feel like he has a lot of potential. I'll put him on there. Amine, I'm on the fence about him because he had a couple big hits. Caroline was his biggest one. You know, I'll put him on there. I'll say six. Six people on this list. With X, I remember my introduction to him. I did not like XXX Tentacion at first. I remember
he's a druggy rapper.
Nah, bro. Pretty much with him, so when I my first year subbing in the schools, I was all over the place, and I remember I subbed in one of the schools, and some of the 8th graders were listening to him, and he was they would listen to X and Trippie Redd and 6ix9ine, like all these type of rappers, the screamo rappers. They classify them as monster rap because they'll be screaming in their songs and everything. That just didn't appeal to me. The first X joint I heard was a song called like "Look at You" or "Look at Me." It was his first single that really blew up, and I was definitely not a fan of it. But then after he passed, I went back and I looked at some of the stuff that he had recorded, and it sounded completely different from that one joint I heard. And when I saw that he was actually, musically inclined, I was like, all right, I could rock with this. I was actually surprised to hear some of the songs were actually him. Joints I heard on the radio in the past, I was like, wow, I didn't know that was X. But yeah, wasn't a fan at first.
I question your ear sometimes,
bro.
Because you like it's just what gives me goosebumps is just like it's like, oh, you judge, which everyone does. That's no one's fault. You judge them off of like a hit, off of their radio hit. I used to do that heavy. I used to just be like, no, like I don't like their radio hit. They fucking suck. And then I'll be in my own lane like, no, this person's better. Like, no one can sound like Kid Cudi. No. I used to do that. I was a huge, excuse me, I have more candy in my mouth. My bad. Yeah, I used to be a huge culprit of that where if they had a single out, or if I heard a bunch of people listening to like a certain song, I'm like, nah, it's trash. It's like, if everyone listens to it, it might not be that good. It's just everywhere for everyone to listen to. But with X, he was so peculiar to me and just interesting. And yeah, even when I heard like his hits, I was just like, I had a weird feeling that he had something else. That he had like a real talent just behind what he was like putting out for like his hits and his singles. And prior to him passing, I would say it was the year of his passing, I started listening to this one track because it was like featured on like an Instagram video. I took a listen to that and I was like, okay, because personally I fuck with screamo music a little bit. Not Trippie Redd, not who else? Not 6ix9ine. I don't like 6ix9ine. I actually really liked XXX. Denzel Curry is kind of, but Denzel Curry he can like traditionally rap, and he puts it down on any type of sound. But Denzel Curry kind of does like screamo rap. Like what was his last album? His last album that came out last year. Like, he has a lot of songs where he's like fucking screaming at the mic, and I'm just like, it just gets you in the mode. But yeah, man, you need to stop doing that. Like, when he died, and then I looked at it like,
no. All right,
that's a shame.
But like, there were songs. There were songs on the radio that I heard that I liked, but I didn't know it was him. Like, he did the hook on that one Kodak Black song, "Roll in Peace." I had no idea that was him, or he was on that joint, not the hook. He was on the joint. Had no idea that was him until after he passed. But yeah, bro, I'm just being honest. I wasn't a fan of the first song I heard of his.
Yeah, that just goes back to your... Yeah, I thought it was a druggy album. Until you listen to it, motherfucker. That's when...
No, you're right. You
gotta listen to it. You think I ain't listen to bullshit who people tell me about all the time? Like, who? I'm trying to think of an example that someone told me, and I'll listen. Pop Smoke. I gave Pop Smoke a chance. Like, I was never a Pop Smoke fan. He had a very, very short career, unfortunately. But he was a rapper who I heard of. And then a guy at work was like, yo, man, you got to listen to his hits. So he told me about the hits. And I was just like, So I checked it out. I listened to his hits. I even listened to some of his feature tracks. And it was just like, all right, it's not my taste. And then like the next time I talked to my coworker about it, I'm like, yeah, I'm not really a Pop Smoke fan. Like, I listened to his hits. It was just something about like, you know, his style of rapping I wasn't a fan of. So, but I like to, you know, it makes me feel better, and it sounds, you know, I don't know, sounds like kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Like not narcissistic. I don't know, but it just, yeah, it might come off as like, oh, you're like a snobby, that like, oh, it makes me feel better that like if I listen. I just like to give people a fair listen. Like I gave 6ix9ine a fair listen. I listened to his album and it shocked me, and I was just like, yeah, can't
in a good way.
No, like I wish it shocked me in a good way, where I'm like, yo, he puts down lyrics. XXX is the one who shocked me in a good way, because from the stuff that I would hear, and since I was interested to hear more about what he would have to say, or like if he had more projects, or like just more introspective stuff, and he did, yeah, I became a fan. Unfortunately, the year that he died, but anyway, we're on to 2018, which is going to be the last class that we're gonna judge, because 2019 just came out last June, and literally all of these people on the 2019 are just heavy hitters right now. So it's too hard. We can't call anything. We can't predict the future.
We'd have to give them time.
Even 2018 is kind of hard to predict, because all these people are still kind of new. I definitely got one though. But 2018, we got Ski Mask, The Slump God, Lil Pump, Smoke Perp, JID, Stefflon Don, Blockboy JB, YBN Namir, Wi-Fi's Funeral, and Trippie Redd. All of these people are very prominent in the mumble rap / sad rap, in my opinion, like sad mumble rap. I'm not fans of a lot of them, but they are making hits, and they're making their names. So I would have to go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 out of 10. Yeah, 6 out of 10. With it being Ski Mask, Lil Pump, Smoke Perp, JID, Blockboy JB, and Trippie Redd. Those, I would have to go with those 6. JID being he's already a legend in my eyes. No one can do what he does. He's a gem. He's not a hidden gem. He's definitely coming out, and whatever he comes out with next is going to be a huge hit. I'm just calling it right now.
So, Jid is the only person I'm a fan of on this whole list. I have 5. Ski Mask, Pump, Smoke Perp, JID, 1, 2, 3, 4, and Trippie Redd. 1, 2, 3.
That's 5.
Yeah. I might throw Blockboy JB in there. I don't listen to any of these people aside from Jid. I've heard a couple Lil Pump songs. Wasn't really a fan. But like you said, they're all still prominent. I mean, this list came out 2 years ago, so so of course all these guys are still gonna be relevant. But
and girl, well, Stefflon Don's kind of here and there.
Yeah, so I have 5. I'll potentially 6, but yeah.
All right, and the last one that's gonna go unjudged, the 2019 class, and I'm just gonna say, literally, I think 9 out of the 10 are all like just fucking gonna do crazy, or that they currently are doing crazy shit, or I don't know. I'm looking at it now and I'm like, maybe a couple. So yeah, so for this one, we're just gonna judge who we think might not stay on that that road of consistency and making a name for themselves. So for 2019, they named DaBaby, Megan Thee Stallion, YBN Cordae, Rico Nasty, Gunna, Comethazine, Tierra Whack, Lil Mosey, Roddy Rick, Blueface, and YK Osiris. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 7 out of that 10 sticking around. And those 7 of 11 sticking around. I know that all of them are around right now. DaBaby and Megan Thee Stallion being the biggest ones, even though YBN Cordae getting a fucking Grammy nod with his debut. Yeah.
That was Grammy nominated?
His album was Grammy nominated.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, dude. Come on, man. Where you at? YBN Cordae got a Grammy nod for his debut album. Gunna, just super consistent. That's why I think he's going to stay. Tierra Whack is just so... Everyone's just waiting for what she has to put out because she is so unique and is like a character. And, you know, we need more of those. Roddy Ricch just killing the charts with fucking The Box. And his album was like #1 for a few weeks. And then Blueface, which is a guilty pleasure artist that I love listening to because, fuck, dude, everything he puts out, it's just a banger, and it's for you to just listen and have fun to. Nothing introspective, nothing that's relevant. It's just all about him having clever rhymes over tough beats, and I love that shit. So he knows where he's at, and I love that.
So you had 7, right?
7, yeah.
I have 8. I'm adding Lil Mosey on there. I feel like I've heard his name around a lot. Personally, I haven't listened to his music, but I don't know. I just feel like he's from Seattle. He has, I don't know, from what I've heard or people talk about him, it seems like he's going to at least have somewhat of a career. Of all the guys on here, Roddy Ricch is my guy. A huge fan of his. The first time I heard him was on the DJ Mustard song Ballin', which was all over the radio. Listen to this album. It was my favorite album of last year. I like pretty much every track on there. Of course, everyone knows The Box. High Fashion starting to get a lot of play, but I just feel like his melodies, the way he spits, like I'm just a huge Roddy Ricch fan. And then of course the Baby, Megan Thee Stallion, they're everywhere. Gunna, a lot of people's favorite rapper right now. So yeah, we'll have to see where this class, how good they end up doing, if they end up having longevity. But as of right now, a very strong class.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. Well, unless you want to go through the people who rejected
I'll go through that real quick. So there's a list of artists. To many artists, they want to be on the freshman list because once it's a way to gain notoriety, gain more fans, put their name out there. It's somewhat like a stamp of approval, especially like after how strong after seeing what the being on the cover did for some of the early artists' careers. It's become a thing that people have campaigned for, look forward to. But there are certain artists, and a lot of these are artists that are already bigger, who have declined to be on the XXL Freshman cover, and this list is crazy in itself. So for the artists who have rejected an offer to appear on the freshman list, we have Nicki Minaj, Drake, A$AP Rocky, Young Thug, Party Next Door, I Love McConan, Tory Lanez, Post Malone, Rich the Kid, Lil Skies, Nav, and the late Juice WRLD, R.I.P. So, yeah, bro, like a lot of these artists, I remember specifically when Nicki Minaj and Drake were asked to be on, they were already buzzing. I think they were probably on the verge of having their albums come out.
It would have been like kind of like a smack in the face to call them freshmen. That's why they probably were like, nah.
Yeah, A$AP Rocky, similar story. He was already buzzing super high key. I want to say that's probably the case with most of them. Rich the Kid, Lil Skies, Nav, I feel like they probably could have made good freshmen. Juice WRLD as well, but I'm not sure the exact reasons why they denied the cover, but yeah.
I don't know. It could be something similar to like the Madden cover where it's like bad juju or something like that. Where if you get on the Madden cover, you have like bad luck for the next year. But yeah, there goes the 12 XXL freshman classes from 2007 to 2019. And I mean, yeah, I listened to I would say out of everyone, I probably listened to at least 60% of these people. Yeah, a little bit more than half. But no, it was really, I haven't gone through this list like with someone else probably ever. Like I probably did, I don't know, probably back in the day. But no, yeah, 09 will always be my favorite class just due to Kid Cudi spawning from that and just exerting why he's such a unique character and a figure. And that's why like I mentioned that with Tierra Whack. Like we need more characters in the industry. People who just distinguish themselves right from the get-go.
So according to the list, 2016 has been the strongest class. We both have 9 out of 10.
Yeah. Because that was a part of like that, the mumble rap / we're starting to rap again, like year. Like
this is why I say it's a sleeper to me, at least. I always considered 2011 class and 2013 class to be the GOAT classes. But then looking at that 2016 class and seeing all the heavy hitters that came from there, I never considered that to be the strongest freshman class. But, to have 9 out of 10 still be relevant 4 years later after it coming out, very strong class. 2013 is my number 2. Your number 2 is 2017 with 8 people. And then, we've gone through the breakdown and everything. So it looks like by the numbers, 2016 is the strongest class and 2015 is the weakest class.
Yeah. For a fact. That's such a weird class, dude. Jeez.
Personal favorite, though, I'm still rolling with 2013. I just feel like a lot of heavy hitters came from that one. And 2011, of course, always going to have a special place in my heart. 2010 as well, so... But overall, bro, all the artists that came from here, it's crazy to see like where they initially came from, like how they started out and what their legacies ended up growing to be.
Yeah, it's just wild to see all these like dudes young, especially like the earlier classes like 09 and 2010, like looking at them like fresh off of like a dope mixtape or fresh off of like a dope ass a debut album. And
like Cole with the shortcut with no dreads.
Just getting themselves in the industry,
No dreads, no beards.
Nah, dude. Fucking Big Sean with snapbacks, dude, that's wild. When snapbacks were popping. Yeah, that was a good trip down memory lane. And yeah, we're closing in on, almost an hour and 20.
What? Really?
Yes, dude. That's what I'm looking at it. But yeah, we're gonna wrap up episode 7 with it being about the XXL legends and flops.
Interesting to see who's gonna be in the 2020 class.
Nah, I'm not even I don't think I've worried about a class probably since I think 2014 was like the last class 16. 16 was probably the last class I actually paid attention to. Everything else after that, I forgot about. I keep forgetting that there is a class every year, but yeah, that's where I'm gonna wrap it up at for episode 7. So with that, it's been your man J-Rod and who?
And Cool Whip.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna hear it. All right, everyone, stay safe, and we'll catch you in the next episode.
Deuces.